Hi everyone and welcome to another episode of Funny Abroad. I am yours truly, Wole.
And I'm Dami.
So, today we're both talking about the US of A.
United States of America. It's an absolutely fantastic place. Even the name, just saying the name, I feel like, oh my gosh, like this is, I'm in Hollywood.
So, for those stars among us who want to study abroad, today's location is United States of America.
Land of stars.
Well, with the flag has so many stars. So yeah, I mean the theme should be stars.
All right, cool. So we're just going to give you a little bit of information about the United States of America and what it means to study there. There are so many different universities who give information about the application process, the visa process, what you need for the visa, the fact that the visa for the United States of America involves an interview, which I know a lot of people dread. And just bits of information about, scholarships, loans, and so many other opportunities that are open to students who want to study in the United States of America from Africa.
Right. So you first of all, like any startup, when you're trying to look for the universities that you want to study, you need to know what level of study you're going for. So from undergraduate, master's, postgraduate diploma, all the way to a PhD, you need to understand the intricacy of the entry requirements for each of these stages, and also the prizes and the universities of choice. Now, picking the universities in the US, because the US is almost virtually like a continent. As I said in my last video, it's so vast that you have so many universities that offer so many different offerings. I can't. the list is ridiculous, and there's definitely something out there for you if you have the right finances for it.
All right, so the great thing about the US, though, when it comes to finances, is that you can actually get lots of fantastic scholarships offered by the universities. So you have need-based scholarships, you have merit-based scholarships, you have scholarships based on sports and your skills and talents. You have scholarships based on, being the best student in maths in Africa, for example. You have scholarships based on being a gymnast. You have scholarships based on being a good basketball player. Just so
don't downplay any of your talents, even if it's in the arts.
Definitely.
The voice, yeah. So any of your talents, just make sure you put it forward. They are very keen to knowing you individually and know what talents you might have that might make you stand out from the next person, or what they could improve, or what they could maybe future American football player in the making. So some of these things that you need to put forward also is also to find out not only that you play ball once in a while in the weekends, but also that probably you are nationally, regionally, or city recognized, like you have some form of recognition that goes beyond just being the best in your school. And that would go a long way when you're writing your personal statement, and maybe some short videos, I think.
Yeah, definitely. So with your application, if you're looking for those kinds of scholarships, you have to go, further, afield, go way beyond the usual essay by, sending in videos, sending in testimonials, sending in, comments and references and so on and so forth. Okay. But the fact that opportunity is available is definitely appealing, because it means that if you see a tuition amount, that may not actually be the tuition amount that you'll be required to pay, or if you're even required to pay anything at all. For the Ivy Leagues, for example, there's so many loan providers that would be willing to sponsor, or would be willing to offer you loans that obviously you'll be able to pay back by the end.
Wow, for international students?
Yes.
Wow,
that you'll be able
that's very different from the other locations.
that you'll be able to pay back by the end, and because the expectation is that you will have a lucrative job after getting a certificate from an Ivy League university. So definitely, ask questions, take advantage of these opportunities. We can also help. Send us a message for theabroad@gmail.com, and we will be able to guide you and send you in the right direction. But bear in mind that with all these scholarships, you do need to be able to express yourself in an essay or a personal statement, and you need to also have some kind of expertise. Okay, so being an average student, it's not likely to get you the scholarship, but there are some universities that offer few discounts and percentages that will help towards making your tuition fees a little bit lower. And also, like we've said in previous videos, these universities range from, as we've said, Ivy League and sort of small town universities. And as you can imagine, the small town universities may not be terribly expensive. There are some other universities as well that you can study at that won't be as expensive as the others. So do your research, ask questions, and the opportunities, as we've said, are endless. Okay, we've mentioned a few things about the application process, but some of the documents that you might need include.
So it might include personal statement, obviously your, what did you call it, awesome, your transcripts and your certificates. Make sure that it is an original one. Make sure that it is a clear copy, because if they can't read it or if they have any doubts, they'll probably pass it on and you just wonder what is going on. Obviously, you need your passport, a valid passport, please. Not one that would expire within the next 3 months prior to application.
Exactly.
And with that, also your English requirements.
Yes.
So definitely. All the countries we've mentioned require you to have an English proficiency test document to prove that you speak English properly. I know that most of you in Africa come from an English-speaking country, grew up speaking English and all that, but unfortunately that's the case scenario for all these countries. And the option would be TOEFL,
yes,
ACT, GRE,
IELTS.
What else does the United States accept? They accept a wide range. I know a few, by the way, that have accepted WAEC. Yes. For the Nigerians and GCE.
Yes.
And some Kenyan equivalencies in English. So you might want to check, as I repeat every single video, check the university's website and check their English requirements and just check if you meet those requirements.
Definitely do your research. And one thing that I'd like to add is that some of the courses may also require you to do a GMAT. So especially for postgraduate courses. Okay, so also check that and make sure that you are able to do that and get a fantastic score so that you can gain admission. All right, now to go on to the visa requirements, you basically need all these documents that we mentioned in addition to an I-20. So an I-20 is basically the document that the university gives you to confirm that you have been accepted and they are happy for you to come to the university to study. Okay, with a lot of the universities you would need to pay a deposit, and you once you get your visa, you will be required to also pay an additional amount before you travel. Okay, and some of these universities are actually very, very, very considerate and also allow you to pay in installments, even the remainder. All right, so don't be too disheartened when you see the tuition and think, oh my god, I can't do it. You probably can. Okay, there are options, there are opportunities. Ask questions and give yourself a chance. Okay.
And talking about asking questions, so there's always a university representative either in the US or in your home country that you could actually speak to. There are various partnering agencies which will be listed on the university's website that would have their offices in your home country. And finally, you got us, your online experts, and we'll be more than happy by just answering all your questions either in our comment section, or you can send us an email for the abroad, FORTHE abroad @gmail.com, and we'll be more than happy to give you our expert opinion.
Yeah, and if we need to refer you, we will.
Yes,
okay?
yes.
So don't worry about that.
We have connections.
All right, great. So in terms of information regarding the US, be aware that the universities don't include your living expenses in the tuition, so definitely ask questions regarding the living expenses as well. Again, where you decide to study will depend will determine how much your living expenses will be. So for example, if you want to study in LA, for example, your living expenses may be a little bit higher than if you were looking at studying in Idaho.
Hollywood people. The Californians. So another thing that I would like to add, because for the visa application process, try and start as early as possible. It has a long queue for visa interview, visa application, visa processing. In any of your home countries, the US usually takes a long time before it can process all your documents, and you have to make sure you do it quite early, otherwise you miss the opportunity and might need to defer or or not be able to make it at all. So just make sure that everything you're doing don't procrastinate, do it as quickly as you can.
Yeah, definitely. Now going on to the visa interview, don't get nervous, okay? So the truth is, as long as you've submitted all the right documents and you've taken all your necessary documents along with you, you should just basically answer the questions like you would in a regular, job interview, for example. So they're basically asking you questions related to your intentions and questions related to what you've already written in your application. So if you are getting somebody to do the application for you, make sure that you have practiced and they've given you all the information that they've written in your application, because the last thing that you want is for them to ask you a question and it's in your application and you have absolutely no idea how to answer it.
You say something that contradicts what is already on your documents. That is a red flag, and that's not a good look for you. But anyway, this is something that works for everything you do in life. You kind of need to know what you put in the documents, although if somebody magically filled it for you, you kind of need to know what that information is, because you cannot be there clueless of what's going on in your life.
Exactly. And one thing that I would warn is you do try to practice, okay? If you are using an agent, get them to sit you down and, practice, the type of questions that could possibly come up, because a lot of the agents have experiences with students who have gone through the same process, so they will have an idea of the type of questions that come up. We will try to do a video later on to give a lot more information, a lot more in-depth information about the US visa interview, and we might actually have a guest as well to make it even more interesting and interactive. Exactly. Yeah, so do your research and make sure that you are very well prepared, because a lack of preparation could cost you your visa. Okay, now there are also opportunities for post-study with the United States of America. You can actually be studying a course, go for an internship, and possibly get hired, or get an offer. All right, and once you have an offer, it's possible to get a work permit, and the sky is basically the limit from there. Okay, so you also have to make sure that you work hard, you put in all the effort that is required to make sure that you are a candidate that people want to work with.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
I know. As Africans, we work hard anyway.
I mean,
so I'm sure.
let your experience and your awesomeness show on the piece of paper, because if we can't see it from what you display to us, we'll most likely put you at the back of the list, and you must be an awesome person just by watching this video.
All right, great. So if you have any questions that we haven't covered on the video, please by all means send it to us either via the comments or our email for theabroad@gmail.com, and we will be happy to answer it as quickly as possible. Do the usual, like, share, subscribe.
Yes, please.
All right, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.